I made a video many years ago called 10 Tips for Dealing with Overly Emotional People, and it got thousands and thousands of views. I thought because of what's happening in the world right now, this would be a perfect time to remake that video and help you to not only do those 10 things and have those 10 tips, but also know how to de-escalate any situation that seems to be getting out of control. Let's begin. Number 1, show that you're listening to people, or if it's just one person, show that you're listening to him or her. How do you do that? Body language, tone of voice, and the words that you're speaking. In your body language, be cognizant of your eye contact. And that doesn't mean crazy eyes, but that means looking at the other person in his or her eyes and acknowledging that person. And you do that and you will understand what the person is saying on a deeper level, because you're not just listening to the words, you're watching his or her body language. You're listening to his or her tone of voice. And that doesn't mean you have to stare at the person's eyes in order to do so, but just look up at this person's eyes and then do whatever you normally do. Look away, look at something else, but keep checking in. Number 2, acknowledge his or her position or his or her interest. Now that doesn't mean that you agree with it. It just means that you acknowledge that he or she has the ability to think and feel the way he or she wants to. Number 3, accept his or her perspectives. And again, it's not about agreement. It's just accepting that this person has the right to have this or that perspective without your judging it, without you making him or her right or wrong for doing so. Number 4, avoid accusations. You make me feel so angry. You did this to me again. I can't believe you tricked me into thinking. Take responsibility. If you thought a certain way, if you believed something, remember that you had a part in all of that. So this is not the time in an overly emotional situation for you to be accusing other people of things, even if you believe it with all your heart. And if you're dealing with one person and you know in your heart of hearts that this person did this just to get at you or to get back at you, this is not the time to have that conversation. So restrain yourself, refrain from this need to feel or say any of those types of things. Number 5, avoid absolutes. Never say never. I'm just kidding. Very rarely are sentences that begin such as this: you always do, or you never do. Very rarely are those sentences true in life. So avoid saying never, avoid saying always. Number 6, state your position with I statements. I feel, I think. Number 7, propose a solution. Number 7 may take a little bit of time and thought on your part, because you have to think about what is a win-win scenario for both of us. And that involves you thinking about what this other person wants, what this other person needs, and then figuring out a way that you can both get what you want and what you need. Number 8, suggest further discussion. And this may be at another time, or this may be in addition to what you've already talked about. Sometimes as you're in a heated discussion and you can see the person is getting overly emotional, what does that look like? That person may be getting red in the face. They may be frothing at the mouth where the saliva looks foamy. And the other person may not even be aware that this is happening, but you can see it. So you are probably best not to point that out and to mention that, but just to say, listen, I think we've done enough discussion today, or I just wanted to bring this to your attention, but I'd really like to talk about this at another time. Saying, well, you look upset, or, I don't think you can handle this, or you can't handle the truth, is not going to get you most likely what you want in this scenario, unless you want to fight. And that's not what I'm talking about here in this video. I want you to de-escalate and calm the situation down, and hopefully either preserve the relationship or get to a better place, depending on who this person is to you, or who these people are to you, and how much you need to have them in your life. So I'm looking at it from that perspective. Number 9, follow up. So if you have talked about seeing and discussing this at another time, make sure that you're specifying when that time will be, what you might be talking about, and what that would look like in the future, so that it doesn't seem like you're just putting this person off because you don't want to deal with whatever is happening right now. So it could look like you saying something along the lines of, hey, this isn't really the best time to talk about this, but I was thinking that maybe next week when I see you, we could spend a few more minutes, or we could go get a cup of coffee, or another time that might work best for you. Let me know, and we can continue this, because this is really good for us to clear the air and get this out in the open and have a more genuine, authentic interaction with each other. Number 10, it's all about respect. Show this in your body language, in your tone of voice, and of course with the words that you speak. So if in this scenario the other person is angry and brings to your attention something that you've done or said that was hurtful, or made him or her feel sad or angry or bad about himself, herself, saying, well, I'm sorry. Listen to that tone of voice, and I can just picture the body language too. You may have your arms crossed, and that's going to look all defensive, as if you're closing yourself off from this other person. You're not open to hearing what he or she has to say. Watch that body language. I do a whole video on body language that'll give you some more insights into this. Tone of voice. I'm sorry. That's another thing. The way you're saying it doesn't sound like you're sorry. I think we could all agree to that. And then the words. If you say, I'm sorry if I made you feel angry, sad, fill in the blank. My question to you is, where is the if coming from? If this person took the time to tell you how he or she feels and stated it clearly, then there is no if. It's because. So the sentence that you need to respond with, I'm sorry because I made you feel sad, mad, glad, well, not glad, but angry, frustrated, and you take responsibility for what you've done to this person. You may not necessarily need to take responsibility for the whole interaction, but think about if you've insulted this person or you accuse this person of something. Remember, these are not ways to de-escalate and calm the other person down, and that's what we're doing in this video. There'll be other videos where we'll talk about conflict resolution, and I will put them here on the screen so you can see some other videos I've done that'll help you with sentences on what to say. And that brings me to my next point. If you like this video, please click like If you would like to know exactly when I've got new videos coming out, I'll tell you now, it's every Wednesday. And if you subscribe, you will know the moment it's uploaded. Thanks for watching my videos.